Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Sunday Morning Coffee with Lisa. I'm Spiritual Coach Lisa Hopp. It is Sunday, May 18th, 2025. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you're new to this podcast, please be sure to check out my website at lisahopp.com. I'm also on Facebook under business page Lisa M. Hopp, Spiritual Coach and Medium, where I list all my upcoming events and usually spiritual messages or little like inspirations. Like it's one day, I guess I did word it right, Monday through Friday. I'm also on Instagram under Spiritual Coach Lisa Hopp as well, so please join me there. I would appreciate it so very much. And if you are listening to this on YouTube, please like, subscribe, and share, or any platform that you're on that allows you to do that. Viewership's going up, listening's going up. Thank you so much. I appreciate it so much. And I, again this week, got surprised about who is listening. It just makes me smile. I'm smiling right now at the thought of it. So thank you, thank you, thank you. So this week's topic, why are we here? It's a larger one. It's also a simple one. And it is derived by an email that I received a couple weeks ago with a question or asking me to address a topic. And so because many of us have the same questions, are going through our spiritual experience, I'm going to share this email with you and then go right at addressing it. So here it goes. You'll hear me rustle the paper a bit. I think I understand the meaning of life and that we are here to grow, love, learn, expand, figure out who we are, and live that as much as possible. I understand that we bring all of this back with us to the other side, but since there is no judging God that we have to impress, why do we feel the desire to do this? And what is all of this expansion ultimately for? Is there something greater that we evolve to become, like ascended masters or angels? If so, why? I feel like this boot camp we call life serves a greater purpose other than just for our own personal growth. I'm just looking for some clarity on what that bigger picture could be. I know all of these questions get answered when we transition back to the other side, so I try not to get too obsessed with finding the answers, but any insight that can help make this life more meaningful and fulfilling, I am always open to. Well, thank you. Isn't that wonderful? How many of you questioned that yourself? Wondered, what is the meaning of it all? What is the purpose of life? Why? The why is a big one. But here's the thing. It's simple. And I dare to say, or maybe you'll be very pleased with the answer, and it very well may boggle your mind even more than it was boggled before. But here's the truth of it. This email speaks to the human mind of our perceptions in what is called the three-dimensional reality. There's 3-dimension, 4-dimension, 5-dimension onward, where we like to compartmentalize it into making ourselves more human, more 3-dimensional. And the 3-dimensional, by the way, is it is about looking at our bills. It's about living according to our physical selves. It's about the material world. It's about judgment. It's about competition. It's about ego. And then many of us are transitioning into the 4th dimension on this earth. The earth, by the way, is transitioning itself, and we are joining it. And the 4th dimension is transformation. It is letting go of judgment more. It is, well, it is, I always say I don't like this term, but many things that some like to label woke happens in that fourth dimension, where we are having more compassion for each other, more understanding, more wisdom, letting go of those egotistical mindsets and feelings and emotions that we have, that we can very easily have on earth. And then when you get to the fifth dimension, it's love and light time a little bit more, and I don't say that in a fleeting way. It's lighter. It is a more or less floating above it all, and not really being triggered, as can happen in that third dimension, and even a little bit in that fourth dimension. So why do we come here to experience this third, fourth, and ultimately fifth dimension that is arriving on earth? It comes down to this. We are energy. And energy is us and all around us. And energy just exists. It doesn't have a human mind that has a goal list or an agenda or even ultimately an emotion. And we are part of that. And we create as part of that energy within ourselves and connected to all energy, meaning all oneness, all earth, all other realms. We automatically connect into that. So every feeling, thought, question you ask is being answered. It is being created in its millisecond. It's instant. It doesn't even have a delay to it. The physical has a delay, but energy does not have a delay. So this life that you're living right now, this physical life, is just one part of your energy expressing itself. And that's just what it does. And it multiplies, it expands, it grows. Now, let me go even clearer. All right? The person who asks these questions, the person who goes to work, the person who has a family, that existence of you, this is just the channel that you are tuning into. There are multiple other existences for you. You can call them past lives, parallel lives, but other lives. There are other existences and realities of you. This is just the one that you're focusing on. And sometimes we get hints of the others. We call it deja vu. And sometimes we say, I don't have deja vu. So that just means that you're purely focused on this one. I saw, I believe just a couple days ago, a teacher saying that in your living room with you are dinosaurs and other symbols of existence, but you don't see those dinosaurs because you're focused on your own living room and what is happening in that current reality, that current path of yours then. So much is invisible to us because we're not tuned into that channel. So your everyday life has multiple channels, like a radio, like a TV. And so when you're tuned into a particular channel, you're not watching the other ones, are you? You're not listening to the other ones. You're doing it one at a time. So when the question is asked, do I have to be an angel? Is that the purpose? Do I have to keep growing and growing until I get to this greater place where I am an ascended master like a Moses or a Jesus or a Buddha? No. You don't have to go anywhere you don't want to create. I bet you, though, that for some of you, you've created that being because there is an element of me that is greater than I am in this particular place, this particular channel where I'm talking to you. And there's another aspect of me that has more issues to deal with. And I'm not tuned into that channel right now. So for whatever reason, the channel that you turned into right now that has you listening to this podcast is the one of your greatest focus. That is why currently there are many teachers that are teaching you that you can change timelines. You can call it whatever you want, quantum jumping, you can call it time travel, you can call it whatever you feel connected to calling it. But yes, it has been done. It can be done. Can you do it easily? No. Is it simple? Yes. What most try to do is force change onto their current channel through their three-dimensional selves. If I want to be healthier, I try to, in some way, and this isn't wrong, right? Nothing really that we try to do is a blame or a wrong, but we will try to force three-dimensional reality onto change. I'll change my diet to bring weight loss. Or better example, I have a surgery for weight loss, but I do not change the channel to go to a place where those emotions are healed that brought on that weight. I try to fix it through three-dimensional ways. And it's all right to do that, but keep in mind that the channel may likely stay the same. So and I say so a lot, so forgive me. Just means it's just my way of segueing. Thank you. See, I guess I'm a speech person in process. But it's really the simple that you are the vibration of higher energy that's tuned into a channel, honestly, for the creative joy of it. We choose our channel that we're currently focusing on, and it may have to do with another lifeline and bringing it over here a bit. You can call it karma healing, or it's not even an or. This current channel, for some reason, you chose it, but in some way in your existence, you wanted to experience it. Perhaps you haven't experienced anything like it before, wanted to do it, like traveling somewhere you haven't traveled to before. It's not conscious. It's subconscious. It's soul. It's spirit. It's larger. But yes, a lot of us, if not most of us, have been taught that there is a human God that's separate from us, that we have to pray outward, that we have been taught separation when we are not separate. This is just the channel that we happen to have chosen. And also, I want to say this to you. We have created everything we know about, or everything we hear about. We created it through that energy. Our energy connected into the oneness of energy, multiplied, expanded. Angels are created by us. We gave Archangel Michael his name. Anything that you hear about has been created. Created by us in conjunction with the all. So let's go back simpler. When someone comes into wealth, it's not luck. It's not that they deserved it over another. They just aligned with it. That is why I just again saw it within the last couple of days, because I was so interested in it, because it's metaphysical, it was spiritual. A man who won the Powerball lottery 26 years ago had a dream he had won. He didn't get the numbers. He just had a dream he won. And it was so lucid, he started playing. Now, does that mean you should play? No. It's not an infomercial for the lottery. But it brought him into a spiritual path. Because he knew, and he was very young, he knew that there was something larger going on, that he had tapped into something. It wasn't just random. It wasn't right place, right time, good luck, anything. He had aligned his channel, He had chosen the channel of the lottery win. And you can't do it with your head. You can play all day long, but if you're not aligned with it, you will not win. You might win little bits, but you won't win a whole lot of it. It's not luck. It is alignment. And so it's the same with health. Everyone on this earth can spontaneous cure, can spontaneously heal. But you have to align with it. And it's happening. It's happening at workshops with Dr. Joe Dispenza, with retreats, where some of the people that go have spiritual experiences through meditation, where they see colors, where they feel, where their body starts to shake, because they aligned with the healing, instantaneous healing, with that channel. So many people go to a Fatima, to a place where Blessed Mother Mary has appeared. But very few receive, in the many years since apparitions have happened, very few people have received healing, complete, instant, pure healing. Why? It wasn't about them being granted healing. It was about their aligning with the healing. You have to align with it in worthiness of feeling it is done. It is not separate from you coming at you. It is you healing yourself. And again, why? Just because. Because you are energy being expressed. There is no agenda. That is why your life purpose does not have to be about finding what makes you happy. It's a choice. Be happy or not be happy. We do not come here to figure that out either. It is about expression of energy. That's all. And when you transition to another realm, when your physical body of the channel that you're focusing on decides it is done. Yes, when you transition, you go into the all. You don't have that physical three-dimensional block of the body anymore. So you do get the answers. You do get the knowing. It makes me smile because so many, all actually of your departed loved ones, when they find out how unlimited they always were, it wows them. Because we find it out there. I could have been done, had anything I wanted. I just had to ask and get out of the way. But I blocked myself. And I smile because I feel a lot of them are not angry by it, but boggled. Not boggled. That's not the right word. They realize the waste of time, the things they spent so much time on that they didn't have to. How life was fuller than they realized. Life was more powerful than they realized. They realized the large over the small. And it comes down to, I wasted time I didn't need to. I wasted emotions I didn't need to. But yes, we come into that expression of that knowing when we get out of these bodies, because these bodies challenge us no matter what. So here's another thing that is important for you to know, is that everything you see around you, you've created. That's your channel. You've created the channel of this government. You've created the channel that you want to focus on of your income level. You have created, no one is doing anything to you. You're responsible for it. How many of you have noticed people, or maybe you're one of them, that blame others? They blame organizations or political parties or others. You created it. This is the channel you wanted to experience, that you wanted to focus on. Again, though, you can change the channel. Now, there are a couple ways to change. First off, here's the first way you can change your channel. Notice what you're paying attention to. Is it what you really want to pay attention to? If you don't like what you're viewing, stop viewing it. Be informed with the news, but don't be absorbed in the news, because it's negative. It's a little bit of positive and it's mostly negative. What you focus on expands. So what will happen is that the more you view fires on the news, the more you'll see about fires. That's just an example, any topic. You can clean up what you view. Just like my son, he's so wise. When we're watching television together, he mutes things. Not the show we're watching, because we choose what to watch. But he'll mute commercials. He doesn't want to be exposed to them. They're not aligned with him. You can do that. Mute what you don't want to be exposed to. Center your focus on what you do want to be exposed to. Laugh. Positive. Gratitude. Blessings. Also, meditate. If you want to quantum jump or align with another channel, if you want to change a channel in your life, you've got to meditate. And there's various ways to meditate. It can be guided, it can be staring at a candle, it can be chanting, walking. Find the meditation that works for you, and you may change your meditation when it's no longer working for you. There's no right one or wrong one. It's what is best for you, what you feel most comfortable with, where you have the most progress with. But if you want to change your life, you've got to meditate, because that gets you into the oneness energy. It's essential. It's first. So that, and every leap into alignment starts with that. The young man, who's an older man now because it was 26 years ago, what was happening with him, and I'm going to be roundabout with it because I haven't spoken to him personally about it, but what it seems is at the time, he was at a time in his life where things weren't working out the way he wanted, but he didn't let that block him so much that he blocked wealth. What he did is he asked for wealth and was open to the channel that brought it. It wasn't predestined. He even has said he has heard from people that he probably manifested it. I've been there, where I am challenged, but I kept the affirmations up. I kept the emotions up, the faith up, that the universe would come through. And it did instantly. So when we're in a negative mindset, when we're angry, when we're blaming, we're going to stay in that existence where that keeps happening to us. What? Because we're creating it over and over and over again. So that's why any teacher that's a manifestation teacher, that is a spiritual teacher, a quantum physics teacher, a science teacher, will tell you how important your emotions are to focus. Focus with discipline on your emotions and your thoughts and your words, because that's the only way to reprogram energy, because energy is just multiplying what you're multiplying. And here's the wonderful thing. Even though you want there to be a reason why you're going through what you're going through in life, larger, an answer, something more, a human answer more. The wonderful thing is that it's about free will choice. You were told young, we are all been told we have free will. That's true. You have free will every millisecond of every day to choose how you want to feel, what you want to think, what you want to create. You are at the steering wheel. Nobody else is. Your boss isn't. Your bank account isn't. Your pastor isn't. The Pope isn't. You are. That's amazing. That's a gift. You can create your ideal life, but you have to know you have the power to do it. You're not here randomly. You're not here in the way you've been told you're here. We create poor, middle class, higher class. Do not be angry at another that's doing what you might see you want. Ask yourself, why am I not? Why not for me? The whisper, the answer will come to you. And it's usually about our beliefs that are given us, our perceptions. It is always, by the way. I don't know why I said usually. It's all about that. What you've chosen to believe, you're living. But you can change your beliefs at any time. But accept yourself and accept things as they are right now. and go at working on them. And center yourself. I've spoken about this before, and the listener that emailed spoke of it too, about the exercise I gave at least a few podcasts before about the heart-mind cohesion. Putting your open palms, or even your two fingers on your heart, but putting your open palms in your chest area. You can even put an open palm on your heart directly. I'm one, though, with a lot of energy, so I don't want to, I'm very careful about my heart, because sometimes the heart can almost feel like a defib is happening with energy over it. But I do use the open palms in the lower part of my chest. And then I breathe in higher energy, and I breathe out any lower energy that I feel I might have in that moment. And the lower energy would be the unforgiveness, the resentments, the fears, the insecurities, blocks, anything. And just the other day, a very successful author and speaker, Tony Robbins, many of you probably, I know people who have actually been live to his workshops. He actually I signed up for a live seminar, and the other day, he actually gave this exercise. He had everyone stand up. It was online, and I was cheering. The masters, the teachers are teaching this. Connect into your heart. You connect in through your heart into the oneness, into energy. And then you can ask it any question you want. And you're asking Matrix. You're not asking someone on earth. You're asking the large energy. And yes, of course, you're allowed to ask me questions. But you are that powerful, that you are tapped into it all. You're part of it. You're the part of that. You're a cog in the wheel. And so that's very important to know, and it will be hard to know, because again, it goes against teachings for most of us. There's a wonderful Pope of Love and Light that just got elected, and it was predicted that the next Pope would be a person of love. However, there's still that separation. There is peace, bridges happening, yes, but also you have to obey these rules. You have to know there are certain matters of faith that have to be followed, human ones. But again, this is the channel. Now, some aren't even aware of this Pope, so they're not tuned into the channel. But those of you that are tuned into the channel, and your channel is creating from the knowing of these beliefs, paradigms, rules, faith, this particular faith in some way. It's growth, it's expansion, but it's natural. That's the thing. It's not conscious. It's natural. It's natural law, like the universe, this energy, just like gravity. It happens whether you're paying attention to it or not. So that's the simple answer. And though I've spent about 35 minutes talking about it, simple answer is there's no agenda. It's just creation happening at every moment of all time in different aspects. So that's why also a teacher would say to you, feel it first, become it first. You get who you are. So if you want to be a rock star, you create rock star you. What's the rock star you look like? If you want to be an astrophysicist, you create astrophysicist you, the current pope. He created himself as a priest. He arrived and he played priest. I did too. He played priest with the neighborhood kids, with his brothers, with his parents. He played priest. He created the path of the priesthood, and then just became his higher version of priest. And everyone who elected him and the citizens he's helped, and it's coming out, he's done a lot in secret. That has been good, but it's not so secret anymore. He became the greatest, as much as he could, the greatest version of himself as a priest. He played the part, he became the part, he lived the part, and now he's the higher version of priest on earth, in a way of title, of leader. It was becoming it first. He didn't force it, because you see, when you're elected Pope, the more you want it, the less likely you are to get it. It's about vibration. His vibration was all-encompassed priest. And priest in a wonderful way of service, of humility, of Christ-like. And so that is why he's not perfect. No one on earth can be, really, because of our bodies. It just, the bodies is, oh my. But he encompassed. So you encompass it. Method actors do it. Val Kilmer did it. He became the Doors lead singer, Jim Morrison. He became him. He freaked people out. And did he end up being Jim Morrison in body? There was already a Jim Morrison. But he encompassed him enough that I believe he was, at least got nominated for Oscar, because he became that part. And it impacted his life in other ways, whether it be negative or positive. But that's what you do. You encompass it. You encompass what you want to have. You encompass what you want to be. And yes, you'll have days where you can't. There's days where you fall off. There's days where you're sad. But then you encompass again. And that's how you get it done. So that you do have, as because we all want freedom. We all want joy on this earth, don't we? That's how you get it done. You encompass. So are you encompassing today the you that worries about the bills, the bottom line, food? Or are you encompassing freedom, peace, wholeness? Are you encompassing the disease? Or are you encompassing health and healing and restoration? You see? Pay attention to what you're encompassing. And it's, again, you're only using energy, being energy. You don't have to do encompassing for anybody else. It is what you're drawn to through your own inner core desire of experience. You're just experiencing and choosing to experience. And it's so easy in that higher energy, when we are really tapped into our energy and creating with it. whether it be another realm or just here through meditation. It's so easy to say, I want to experience that. And then we start experiencing it and we're like, oh my goodness, I would never choose that. Well, no one would choose it with their human selves. But you see, energy isn't suffering. It is higher. It is lighter. So it is that simple, that on another side of a veil or in another dimension, you said, oh, I think I'd like to experience abuse. I'd like to experience poverty. I'd like to experience a disability. We don't do it here on earth. We don't do it because it doesn't happen to us because someone's making us do it, like a god or anything like that, where it's like you have to experience this because you fouled up in another existence, another timeline. It's energy experiencing energy. It isn't human. That is why the universe responds. It doesn't have a human capacity. It doesn't weed out who deserves and who doesn't deserve. It doesn't answer prayers according to what you deserve and what you don't deserve. It's not like that. You don't have to win over God. You're part of energy and love automatically. But yes, there's been other timelines where you may have been a pope, that you may have been a president, that you may have been a carpenter. There are other timelines where you have said, I think I want to go for that one now. It's like trying out an ice cream flavor, except it's much, much more complex and challenging. It's really like that. So, as you go about your life, keep that in mind, but do not be negative. Again, do not be negative towards yourself of, oh, I can't believe I chose this, and how do I not choose this, and oh, did I foul up in choosing this? Don't do that. You're being human again. Feel the empowerment that at any moment you can align with greater feelings, greater opportunities, lightness. There's no set destiny. You are in charge. Feel the empowerment and the joy of being in charge, of being at the steering wheel of your car. That's why we shouldn't judge each other. There's so much judgment. And yes, I do it too. Not professionally, but personally. I want to say that I when I'm at work, there is no judgment this brings up. But yes, in my personal life, I can judge someone who is not kind to others. But I created that person to reflect off of me. And so, I can judge evil without saying that evil is a part of the creation. And so we shouldn't judge because it's... And I lost my moment of my continuation there. But when we're judging, again, we're putting them separate from us. When we're all one. We're all one. One consciousness. Why is your channel tuning into them? What do you have to learn? What do you have to heal? That's what it's all about. You created it, so why are you judging it? Don't judge yourself. Change the channel. I hope you're able to stay with me with all that, and I apologize for the stumbling at first. It's a morning podcast, and there is coffee involved before I get on, and sometimes I wonder if I should have a sip more. But I hope you did follow a bit, and if you need more clarity, I will be happy to give it. And I am off to start my day of creating, of being grateful for what I have created, and getting excited about the opportunity to create even more. And that's what I leave with all of you. Thank you. It's a longer podcast today, but hopefully you did connect with it, and it's important. Thank you again. Many blessings.